morning and welcome. You're watching the CommexFX Daily Outlook for Thursday, December 4th. The euro declined 0.60% against the US dollar and closed at 1.2310, following mostly soft economic data from the Eurozone and its peripheries. Yesterday, retail sales in the Eurozone rebounded 0.4% on a monthly basis in October, lower than market expectations for a 0.5% rise. Meanwhile, the region's services PMI unexpectedly fell to a level of 51.1 in November, similar to market expectations. In other economic data, Germany's services PMI remained unchanged at 52.1 in November, at par with market expectations. The greenback traded on a stronger footing after the US non-manufacturing composite PMI unexpectedly recorded a rise to 59.3 in November, while market expectations were for the index to climb to a level of 57.5. Meanwhile, the nation's ADP private sector employment advanced by 208.00K in November, lower than market anticipations of an advance of 222.0K. Additionally, the market services PMI surprisingly fell to a reading of 56.2 in November, lower than market expectations for a rise to a level of 56.5. Also, the nation's mortgage applications fell 7.3% on a weekly basis on the week ended 28th of November 2014. The pair is expected to find support at 1.2275 and a follow-through could take it to the next support level of 1.2243. The pair is expected to find its first resistance at 1.2365 and a rise through could take it to the next resistance level of 1.2423. Trading trends in the euro today are expected to be determined by the ECB's interest rate decision, followed by a speech from the central bank chief Mario Draghi scheduled later today. Meanwhile, the US initial jobless claims data would keep investors on their toes. The British pound rose 0.31% against the US dollar and closed at 1.5685. The UK services PMI rose to a level of 58.6 in November, registering its fastest pace of expansion in 12 months and beating market expectations of a rise to a level of 56.5. Yesterday, the UK Chancellor George Osborne stated that the UK economy is the best performing economy amongst the G7 countries of the world and raised the nation's economic growth to 3% in 2014 from the previous 2.7% estimated expansion, although growth is expected to slow down to 2.4% in 2015. The pair is expected to find support at 1.5628 and a follow-through could take it to the next support level of 1.5573. The pair is expected to find its first resistance at 1.5729 and a rise through could take it to the next resistance level of 1.5775. Going forward, market participants would keep a tab on the Bank of England's crucial interest rate decision scheduled later today. The US dollar strengthened 0.50% against the Japanese yen and closed at 119.81. Earlier today, the Bank of Japan board member Takehiro Sato stated that inflation growth in Japan could stall until around first half of 2015. The pair is expected to find support at 119.39 and a follow-through could take it to the next support level of 118.84. The pair is expected to find its first resistance at 120.21 and a rise through could take it to the next resistance level of 120.49. Amid lack of economic releases from Japan today, investors await Japan's leading as well as coincident indices data scheduled in the early hours of tomorrow. The Australian dollar weakened 0.66% against the US dollar and closed at 0.8392. Early morning data indicated that Australia's seasonally adjusted retail sales rose 0.4% on a monthly basis in October, exceeding market expectations for an advance of 0.1%. Additionally, the nation's trade deficit narrowed more than expected to 1,323 million Australian dollars in October, compared to a revised trade deficit of 2,235 million Australian dollars recorded in September and against market expectations of a deficit of 1,800 million Australian dollars. The pair is expected to find support at 0.8361 and a fall-through could take it to the next support level of 0.8335. The pair is expected to find its first resistance at 0.8430 and a rise through could take it to the next resistance level of 0.8474. Going forward, investors would concentrate on Australia's AIG Performance of Construction Index data scheduled in the late hours today. Gold prices traded higher by 1.08% against the US dollar at $1209.10 per ounce, following weaker than expected ADP employment data in the US, thereby enhancing the demand outlook for the safe haven yellow metal. Yesterday, the SPDR Gold Trust reported that its gold holdings increased to 720.02 tons from its previous close of 717.63 tons. The pair is expected to find support at 1197.73, and the fall through could take it to the next support level of 1189.56. The pair is expected to find first resistance at 1214.53, and the rise through could take it to the next resistance level of 1223.16. That was it for today. Make sure you check out our CommexFX card. CommexFX offers you the exclusive service to withdraw your funds with ease and efficiency with your CommexFX card from your Forex trading account anywhere in the world. It has never been easier to manage your account as you have straight access to cash your funds. Stay in the know by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter and Instagram, circling us on Google+, and of course, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Have a great trading day!